Hey,
What's good, everybody?
yes, welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Hey, you in the building with the Surviving Your 20s podcast, where our goal is to teach you how to
Survive
thrive
and live your best life
in your 20s
and
beyond. Okay? And beyond. Every time we say that, it's like giving Buzz Lightyear up in here. Period. Big purr. What's good?
How are you doing today?
I'm doing real good. You know what I'm saying? I got myself dressed today.
Yes. Looking cute.
Okay.
Came through the door like looking
Stop
cute.
playing.
I'm like,
Beckiny's-
all right, Charlene.
Beckiny's street. Don't play with it. Don't
In
play
your
with it.
jeans and your sneakers
my
on.
jeans.
Charlene has sneakers on today.
Sneakers. Good up, gal.
You looking
Okay.
good.
You looking good as
Thank
always.
you.
You know we always gotta say we both looking good.
We're both good.
Okay,
On
period.
point,
How
all
are
the
you
time.
feeling?
I'm good. Actually, I'm good. I just got a little headache. I didn't tell you that before. I got a little
Okay.
headache.
Why?
I don't know. I had it since yesterday. And I took some pills though. It's like going away. It's going
Okay.
away.
Is it like a migraine headache?
A migraine headache.
Oh
But
my
I'm okay.
gosh.
I'm all right. I'm all right.
People stressing you out?
No. Yesterday was just a long day.
Okay.
But I'm all right.
You all right?
I'm
You
good.
doing good? Well,
Mhm.
I could be transparent. I had a headache. I was crying till I gave myself a headache because I was a little overwhelmed.
When?
And if you don't know,
Yesterday?
yeah. Which day I told you? I text you like I'm through.
That was 2 days ago.
That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I cried hard. I had a headache. But
And-
I didn't have a headache because of headache purposes. I had a headache because I cried
'Cause you was
till I got
crying.
a headache.
Okay.
And then I had to simmer down. So I had a very, trying time. But I'm pulling it together, pushing through.
Okay.
I'm going through a lot of emotions,
I
being
know.
transparent. Being in your 20s, it sucks. Like, first of all, you have bills, you have medical bills, you have phone bills, you have gas bills, you have light bills, you have car insurance. Who told you capitalism works? Let's come together and fight against this system because it do not work.
It doesn't. The medical bills is crazy though.
It's crazy.
Like paying for healthcare
is wild.
It's wild.
And I remember when I was in high school, we had a little foreign exchange program. So the Denmark kids came and they were like telling us, oh, we get to go to school for free. Oh, we get free healthcare. And we was like, all of us, we were like, yeah, we going to Denmark. But it's like, we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
You taking our tax money and doing what? Like,
Everything
this is not sustainable.
It's
at
not.
all.
It's not.
We're all just being pushed and going to college, getting more debt. Like, it's just not it for me. It's just not working for me. It might work for the other people.
Someone, yeah.
It worked for people.
Some
Don't
people
get me
make it
wrong.
work.
It's just not working for me. So I had a little emotional imbalance.
Okay.
It was just not giving.
We just cut right to the check-in. We didn't even segue into it. It's just like, so let me tell you how I'm doing.
What's up, because sometimes we can't do pleasantries. Sometimes I gotta tell you what
just
it's
get
giving.
into it.
It's just giving not it right now.
Yeah.
And I have to process these emotions and then also forgive people who didn't give me what I needed to be successful, and then also take responsibility and not blame them and try to continue to push forward as well.
So that was the root of your emotional.
Yeah, it was the root of it, because that, I think, and then sometimes I'm like, some days I'm good, some days I'm bad. Some days I'm like, yo, it is what it is. This is the cards I'm dealt. And then other days I'm like, this makes me mad.
Yeah.
Like, this makes me mad. And then seeing other people get to different places and reach different success, it just be hitting bad.
It just be making you think about, like,
what
am I doing? Like, where am I? Where could I have been if things were different for me?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And then you send a post on TikTok talking about how we have to deal with emotional adults. Something. What was the post saying? Remind me, please. Tell me what it was saying.
It was about how we deal and process not having emotional intimacy with our parents.
Okay.
So from young, some of us did not have emotional intimacy with our parents. And for anyone who's watching from the video, it kind of just sounds like they're saying that, your parents care for you in a very like standard way. So like, you
Okay.
know, you have your food to eat, your clothes to wear,
Yeah.
your shelter.
Yeah.
But beyond that, like your parents didn't provide you with emotional intimacy. So like deep conversations, deep
Support.
talks, support. They weren't people that you could look to support you emotionally and help you
Yes,
process your
ma'am.
emotions as a kid. So you realize that like subconsciously
Mm-hmm.
from young that, you know, I'm not getting my emotional needs met. And then
Right.
it only gets worse as you get older.
It gets worse, and then for like looking at it, I have to now take control over emotions. Like,
Yeah.
sometimes I don't even say how I'm feeling because I'm just like, it's pointless. But no, it matters.
It does.
You have to say how you're feeling. And so we just want to break generational curses, okay? Because I will not be participating in that activity. And I always say this, but I joke about it. Like, I don't want my kid going and say in the therapy talking about my mother never. I would be devastated. Granted, they're going to have traumas of their
They
own,
are.
which we can't help.
But we're going to traumatize our kids anyway. Like in unintentionally, but just hopefully it's not that.
Yes.
Because like no parent is perfect. No parent is like doing every single thing right. There's no handbook on how to be a good parent. Right. And at the end of the day, it's up to the kid once they can process and think about their childhood and the life that they've had to decide, like, you know what, my mom was I think she was a good mom to me.
Yeah.
And no matter, and sometimes you do your best and what you feel like is your best, your kid is like, this didn't work for me. It just
didn't work for them.
Yeah, it's kind of like a job, like a regular job when you think about it. It's like you can feel like I'm giving everything I got. and then you sit down in front of your supervisor, your boss or whoever, and they're like, no baby, you ain't not giving it
the numbers.
Yeah.
They're not matching up.
And it's like, what can you, and sometimes, and I mean, your workplace might be toxic, but in the case of a parent and child relationship, the child is not wrong. Like, it's not like a job where you know you doing things and maybe it's just a toxic boss and they picking on you. It's not that. Like, your kid is not going to say that they've had a certain type of childhood if they didn't have it. If like, they didn't have it. Whatever your child say is what it is.
Is what you gave. And it's then what we have to have the emotional awareness to understand what we're giving to our child. Because I feel like we're going to wrap this up, but I feel like if we are born of a certain generation, we're naturally going to have differences with our children. True. So we might not understand why they want to be on their phone. Or I don't have kids, but I can only imagine, like, hey, I grew up in the middle of 1996 and it was just different then. We're going to automatically have some gaps in between.
Generational differences.
And that's fine. I know that's going to be harder for them to process. They're going to do things their way, and that's okay. But yeah, we just got to be aware. I'm aware of that already.
And accepting it. And I think that's where sometimes the hard part comes in when you're dealing with your parents. Because you could be telling them, like, hey, I experienced this, I felt this, and they can't accept it. They can't even process it. They can't process it. They can't accept it. They can't take accountability or responsibility for the things you're saying. They never remember. They never remember, and they never want to address it. And then for the people online who be like, oh, you're going to be in a nursing home. That's their favorite thing. Some people don't have kids. They're just fine. Stop projecting. Exactly. Nobody's going in a nursing home. Exactly. Just cut it out. And honestly, you cross that bridge when you get there. It is what it is. Like, it really is what it is. Like, if I don't cross that bridge, how am I, like, come on. Me and you just practical thinkers. We're not sitting here like, oh, you know, this is how it's going to be. We could think it's going to be one way and it'd be the other way. Yeah. So at this point, I just know that what was done to me, I'm bowing out. I'm not doing that. So I'm sorry. I went. No, you're good. You're good. You're good. We're checking in. All right. But how are you feeling today? Do you feel like you're feeling good? That's why I had to put on some clothes. You flattened out my bunzels or whatever. And so I'm feeling better. Okay. Better. Not good, but better is better. And we could work with that. Yes. Progress. Okay. Yeah. What about you? My week also was not the best. And the girl says the retrograde, but we say it's the devil. It's the devil. And no, like it's life, you know? Like, you know, sometimes, so for me, we already spoke, so I ain't gonna get into detail. Okay. But just dealing with people and their flaws and how it affects you. Okay. And other people's flaws wasn't sitting right with me, and
you had to make some decisions.
And some changes, and I had to reflect on things. So earlier in the week wasn't like that great, but I am doing better.
Okay.
Today.
Thank God.
Yeah.
All right. Because we both can't be having terrible weeks, but devil is the devil. The girls be like, what is it?
Mercury's in retrograde.
And
I don't know.
Girls with the crystals. We don't do that. We on button sage over here. No shade.
No shade.
Because we don't want
what works for you works for you.
But I know it works for me.
Yeah.
And it's the let's not get started on that. Let's go into our next segment, which is 20s Gone Wild.
Right into it.
Do you want to take it away?
All right, I'll do it.
Okay.
So in this week's 20s Gone Wild segment, we are going to be talking about Hakimi. If you keep up with sports and follow sports, you might know who he is. So Hakimi, he is a 26-year-old soccer player. He is married to, or was, I don't know if he's divorced yet, but was married to an actress. She's older. She's like 36. Her name is Hibba Abouk. Okay. So we're working with an age gap here. He's 24. She's 36.
They met when he was 19. And she was 31, right? Okay.
They have 2 kids together. And for whatever reason, the relationship didn't work out. They're getting a divorce or got the divorce. I don't know. But they ain't together, okay? So she, in traditional fashion, she's like, all right, I'm coming to take half. I'm taking half of whatever you got. Come to find out, he ain't got nothing. All right? So he is said to be worth over $70 million. And as the divorce is unfolding and playing out, it turns out on paper, on the record, he don't got nothing.
So where is the money?
So according to the media and the blogs and them, the money has been in his mom's name. Okay. So he has been playing professionally since like a teenager.
Yeah.
And from what we understand of the story, it was in his mother's name because he was a teenager. Yeah. He started playing really young. So all of the money, the assets and all that is going in the mom's name and the mom's accounts. Yeah. And over the years, anytime he needed money, he would just ask his mom. So if he needed to make a purchase, his mom is giving him the money. They said, I think she got like 80% of the income goes to his mom. I guess he's left with whatever the 20% is, which... I mean, that's still got to be something if you making millions. Yeah. But
it ain't what probably she expected.
Okay. Yeah. So I guess all of the money he needed, mom is sending it over and he's doing what he got to do.
No cars, no jewelry, not even his clothes.
They said even the clothes isn't in his name. That's crazy.
Wow, that's wild.
So, and I imagine maybe he's authorized on his mom's accounts, but it's still her account.
It's still her account.
So
and you ain't married a mama, so
yeah.
Unfortunately, it's like a lose-lose.
Yeah, so she's trying to get her little divorce money, her half, and it ain't in his name.
It's not. I think we should mention though that she's an actress.
She's an actress. Yes, a Spanish actress.
So she's not like broke.
I mean, I hope she ain't broke. She got a job.
It's at $2 billion.
She's not a stay-at-home wife. She has some sort of
income,
something going for herself. But she's looking to take half and he don't got half to give her. So I'm sure that was probably...
Somebody say prenup.
No, for real.
Can we get into it?
We really got to get into that.
How do you feel about prenups?
I think it's necessary.
Okay.
I think it's necessary. And I think, especially in the Black community...
Oh, yeah,
I think we got to inform ourselves and learn more about what a prenup is and what it's for, because I feel like growing up there was always this idea that prenups are for people who have money. And I don't know, I always just thought that's something that like white people do. You don't hear black people talking about like, oh, I got a prenup, unless they like a rich Black person. But from what I've been learning, like in the recent years, like maybe the past year, if I'm being honest, is that everyone should just have one. Like if you're getting married, you should have one.
A prenup. Okay. For me, I think that if you are a person, you don't want to ever meet someone or make decisions when they're angry. Like you don't want someone to be making decisions when they're angry,
especially financial decisions
decisions for kids, for all these things. Like I feel like that's something that should be in place. Now I think I don't have enough information, or I didn't get enough information, or I didn't do my own research to understand like what that entails, or what that would look like, even if you really coming into the relationship with no funds. So I agree with you. Like, I'm just learning about what that looks like. But in these people's case, they got money. And there was no prenup there.
Or so she thought. I mean, look, the money's there. It's just not in his name.
It's just not in his name. And I'm conflicted with this because I'm not all the way mad at him.
At him? Okay.
I'm not mad at him.
Okay.
Because he is 24 years old. Like, I can only imagine what it was like being this star, being so young. And a lot of people, they get famous young. Their parents don't handle the money. And then by 40, they ain't got no money at all. They're still like working in a regular job, or like, I always think about T and Tamara's mom and how she kept them humble and low. Okay. And that's why they're still able to have like money live off and that success at this age. Yeah. Because child stars usually fall off. And so I think that could be said, even as it relates to soccer, like his mom did what needed to be done. Yeah. Because he's 24, you know. The frontal is coming in next year for him. And it's just like, I feel like the age gap has something to do with this. Like we can't talk about age gaps with men and younger women and not address the age gaps that happen with older women and younger men. Because at 19 and 31, listen, she probably put it down on him. Probably. He lost his mind. He just turned, I backed me 18, up. 19. That's what, 2 years? Come on, man. Yeah. So is this the same as like, say a Marques Houston situation, which we could get into later? We get into that later. But like, we have to start asking ourselves these questions. And I feel like women, we have to be honest. We want to win all the time in the end. And let me just be the one to tell you that sometimes you ain't going to win. Sometimes you ain't going to have your way. And sometimes you got to swallow and take that L. Okay. Because you're a grown 31-year-old woman. This man is 19. So that means the conversations of where his money is. Because in a real relationship, we get down to the ground. Yeah. What if I get sick? What is going to happen? Some people don't. And that's what I'm saying. Some people don't.
And that's part of the problem. Because how she didn't know this? They've been together for 5 years. She didn't know this. Unless someone is lying, right? Because
that could be a possibility.
You taking someone at their word. You're not asking to be like, yo, show me your bank statements. You know, like
that's a $70 million lie. So I guess it was it was worth it, because in the far end of things, you could see where it's like someone has money. I'm gonna have 2 kids by him, and it's gonna work out for me, and I could really live the life that I want to live. You know what I'm saying? Because I can only imagine 24, 31. Like I'm not even 31, but can you imagine like being 31 and talking? She's 36, right?
36 now, yeah.
36, 24. It's like 2 different levels of where you are in life. 19, 31, 2 different levels. I don't even want to look at a 19-year-old. Yeah, like, come on,
like that's a kid homie, to us.
You just got out of high school. Word. Like I wouldn't even want to do that. So the fact that she even went that direction, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Because let me tell you something about social media too. If the girl had half of his millions, everybody would be like, okay, yes, it's all good. And that's what I'm saying. Women, we good at marketing. So we say, oh, we want to win at all times. You lost, and that's okay. You can't win all the time.
All right.
For the kids, though, I would just hope that there's a plan in place.
And that's and that's my thing.
But she has $2 million, and that's a lot of money because I didn't even touch 100,000. You get what I'm saying?
Wait, what you mean she got $2 million?
Like she has $2 million. I'm sure that I would hope that the structure, that the mother is someone who loves her grandkids enough that she will make sure that they are set up for success. And that's the only thing that I feel should be, because you ain't win, and that's all right.
I'm gonna pause, okay, because I want to do some math. Okay. They say that 20% of the money does go to him. So let's say he made like $1 million in a month.
Come on, right? Teacher.
I don't do math. So he made $1 million in a month, minus 80%. So if he made $1 million this month, 800,000 is going to the mom, which leaves him with 200,000. And if she takes half of that, she gets 100,000.
That's a lot of money.
That's still a lot of money. So I think, all right, boom,
girl,
she can't expect to have like access to tens of millions of dollars.
That she didn't work for. Let's start there. You only been married for what, 2 years?
No, they've been together for 5. I don't know
but
how long
they've been together for 5, but only married for 2. So you ain't even in it for the long haul. How do you want half of?
But wait,
if I was working, all right. Now, because I was watching like Real Housewives of Atlanta with Candy and Todd.
Okay.
And she was like, she want a prenup. He was like, okay. Because Candy was a star since she was young.
Yeah.
So I get it, you know? So how would you want someone to come in and take your million? So I think that his mother already knew, like, oh, you ain't getting no prenup. The money's staying in my name.
All right, but listen.
Okay.
Also, I don't even think we could look at it as, all right, because of the age gap, it is giving very predatory. Man or woman, whoever the older person is, you got to question like the thought process, the motive. Yeah. So what did she see in him? Unless she's emotionally immature and mentally immature. Because I think sometimes if you have not developed in that way, you might connect with people that young. Like maybe you have trauma or whatever you've been through in life.
Needs to be addressed.
Yeah, and that has to be worked through.
Connecting with young people.
But it happens. But like for whatever happened in your life, maybe you connecting with people much younger than you. Okay. So, but we got to keep in mind that at least one of the reasons why they're getting a divorce is because he allegedly cheated on her and allegedly molested some woman. Okay. So they'd probably still be together, still kicking and going if this didn't happen.
Okay.
Because this must be public information. I mean, if it's in the article,
all right,
someone went to the authorities and claimed that this man has sexually assaulted them. As a person,
yeah,
if you are hearing that your partner is out here moving and behaving in that way, it's shaking. Like divorce. Because not is it just like some regular cheating. You out here assaulting people.
Okay.
What's going on? Allegedly assaulting people. What's going on? So yes, it's a wrap. It's a wrap for you. Because come on now. Like I can't walk around with no assaulter, an abuser. Like that's crazy. So as the woman, I could see why in her head she's probably upset, hurt, embarrassed, everything. Okay. She's like, I'm coming for half. Because I feel like if you was in that situation, you would be like, yo, this is what you doing. I'm taking everything you got.
But you see, that's why I said in the beginning, that needs to be a conversation before. Because you're mad now. It does,
yes.
And you still can't do nothing about it.
And you can't do anything because you
fact that his mother has his money.
Yeah.
So on her part, as grown as she is, that was not a smart move.
It wasn't a smart decision.
It was just not smart for her.
But a lot of people are misinformed in that regard. A lot of people who everyone needs a prenup, technically. Okay. If you are going to get married and have legally kids too, and have kids especially, have stipulations you need to. There as well. So I think a lot of people are misinformed, and that's just like the bottom line. You need to have that documentation, that backup, that protection for both people. It's not just protecting the person with the money. Everyone needs to have their their asks and their requests and whatever figured out beforehand. So there's that. So it's unfortunate that that's not in place or that's not working in her favor. But I think she just got to work with what's available.
If it ain't the millions, girl, take what you can. Yeah. Go with your integrity and have a great day. Like, I just don't see why. And maybe because I don't have millions, I could say, like, I can't argue over what's not mine in the first place. I have the $2 million that I worked hard, and that could be in houses and land and cars or whatever she owns, because we know it's not $2 million that she has in her bank account, and that's allegedly from Google. So it could be more, it could be less. But if you work with the 20%, you can't win it all. Like, you cannot win it all. I could understand who owns Amazon, Jeff Bezos and his wife. I could understand her getting half. She was with him in the cut, packing his packages when he ain't have no. Granted, you know how that whole Amazon got started anyway.
But he in the same type of scandal too, though, wasn't he?
What was it? A cheating scandal?
I think it was some type of situation like that, or I don't know if it's him or maybe don't quote me, y'all. It's one of them billionaire types of dudes is in a similar situation. Okay. He was caught up in some scandal. The wife left him and got up out of there. I'm sure she got some money.
But see, I see why Jeff Bezos' wife got half. You get what I'm saying?
But do you feel like somebody had to like hustle and be shooting with you in the gym to get the money?
I gotta think about this before I respond. I'm gonna go with what I'm leaning to first. Yes, and if not, you need a prenup for sure. Because when Jeff Bezos got married, it was back then. The information was scarce too. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So I feel like if you hustling with somebody, you need half. And that they probably didn't even have a prenup because they got divorced mad late. And she's still like one of the richest women now because she got half of whatever he had.
Okay.
Or had a. Okay. If that's what I'm saying, it's different when two poor people come together and two people with money come together. It's two different conversations. Granted, a prenup still should be in place based on the information that we're learning now. But it's different when two poor people come together and they create an empire. Yes, if you're shooting in the gym with somebody, you need half.
Okay.
Now, in this day and age, go on the internet, do your research, whether you poor or rich, figure that out. But Jeff Bezos, I completely understand why homegirl would get her millions and trillions of dollars. Now, if you married to somebody for 2 years, I think you need to reconsider what was your life like before the 2 years. And maybe you got accustomed to a certain lifestyle, and that's fine. But he still got $200,000 a month that you could get money off of. So yeah, that 200,000 times 12 is what?
Make it stretch.
It's 1 point something million, right? So
about she'll be fine. You'll be alright. She'll be fine.
You know, like, you didn't win this battle, and that is okay.
Readjust the lifestyle. Maybe
find the next rich guy. Yeah, do the prenup and try again.
Don't marry no kids.
Try again.
So hopefully she finds someone her age, more on her level.
And I hope her kids are set up for
success.
I
hope the kids, because
the kids matter. But I don't want to sound so harsh.
Exactly, because they deserve a quality lifestyle that reflects what they fathers live in. Mm-hmm. So to a certain extent, at the end of the day, I think the moral of the story is here. Have your prenups. And
have your conversations.
Have your conversations.
Before you get into a relationship.
Yeah, your financial conversations. Know where the money's at and where the money goes. Mm-hmm. And have your documentation. Talk to lawyers and do all that ahead of time so you're not doing all this extra work and crying on the back end.
So speaking of
younger
person relationships. Let's talk about Marques Houston.
Marques Houston.
Go home, Roger. Because
funny
what is happening?
We was talking about T and Tamara.
Yeah. So what is happening? You have more of an insight to these things, but I'll tell you what I know.
Okay.
All I know is that he's 41. The girl he's with is what? How old is she now? 21?
She's now I think she's 22 or something like that. She's 22. Let's double check the ages. I'm listening to you.
Okay, she's 22. He's 41. Allegedly, they got together when she turned 18. But there was some grooming taking place at the age of 15. That's all I know. So you can give me what you know because I know you be in the blogs way more. You are a blog girl. Journalist.
Let's see.
That's a good one.
Remember Jocelyn? A blogger. So her name is Maya. Mm-hmm. She is 22. So he's 41. She's 22. And they started dating, according to him, when she was 18.
When did they get married?
They got married in 2020 when she was 19. Oh, so that's just a year of dating. They moving fast. Quick. Yeah. Now the thing is, all right, dating at 18, married at 19. We know where this is going.
We know happening.
What is he doing? Dating an 18-year-old girl. Because at the time they said he been knew her though. He been knew her. Was 15. Since she was 15.
So that's where the alleged grooming is happening.
Yeah.
That people say. I think it's weird.
It's extremely weird. It's predatory behavior. I don't care what nobody say.
Both ways.
It's both ways. Yeah, it's very predatory because I think also her background is what adds to the predatory behavior. Explain. Because for one, allegedly she was listed as a runaway child. Oh, like she was missing. So either she was snatched or the girl ran away, but she was missing. Okay. All right. She was not in her parents or guardian, whoever's care. So your 15-year-old goes missing. I think she was staying with some friend of hers. Okay. And the friend is related to Chris Stokes.
I know that part.
And then we know that's a whole nother rabbit hole of scandal and drama because according to Raz B and other people, Chris Stokes was also abusing some of the B2K members and other young R&B singers allegedly abusing them.
Yes.
Sexual assault essay going on. So even that being part of the story, like the girl that Maya was friends with and staying with is a family member of Chris Stokes, and he's in the picture. It just seems a little suspicious and strange. So now insert Marques Houston. Obviously he's connected to Chris Stokes, has been for like all of these years, and I guess they met through that connection.
Okay.
So he says that he's been knowing her. He says he met her and became friends with her at 17, but only started dating her in a romantic sense.
Only because you have so much self-control.
Right?
Go, Marcus, go!
And even then, I feel like you don't get no self-control credit because you couldn't even wait till she was 21, 22. You like, all right, she's of age. And I think it's funny when people always have to make that clarification. We didn't start dating until she turned 18.
I think it's hilarious.
We waited until they love to say she was of age. Y'all know what's up. Y'all know
when to snatch them up. And I feel like what you said about her being like a runaway, that could go into her background, because these dudes don't be trying it with women who have
stable households.
They could never step to a man and do that stuff. Like, granted, your daughter might grow up and do whatever she wants to do because she is an individual or son, but come on.
They know there's gonna be like
it's gonna be friction. Like, I'm gonna be going to the
pushback.
Cops, like,
Exactly.
I'm not one of those. I wouldn't be one of those parents. So he knows exactly what he's doing, allegedly.
And then they also say she comes from a very like, what was it? She's a Jehovah's Witness.
Okay, there's some religious cult. I don't want to say cultish
like
behavior.
Extremists, allegedly.
Because Jehovah's Witness, I really don't know what they stand for, but I think any religion can be a cult if you could push it too far. It could get there.
Any religion, any belief, any faith can get to an extremist level. So apparently and allegedly, that's part of why she ran away, because the household and the environment was very restricting, very extreme with the religious views. And that might have had something to do with why she ran away.
Okay.
And then it just says a lot about like her mental health and her development, because I imagine that is like the perfect candidate for a predator.
It is.
It's like
perfect.
She's running away from home. You
ain't got no money.
Exactly.
You looking for somebody to take care of you. I have money. Let me present myself.
Yes.
And these dudes be presenting themselves, and women too, in these perfect scenarios.
Yes. They come in, they want to save you.
Yes.
They're doing everything for you. And it's like, of course they could do everything for you. They're an adult.
They are an adult.
They're an adult.
You have not experienced going out there on your own.
Exactly.
Gaining the experiences, because this man is just doing everything for you.
Exactly.
Now, there was a post on the Shade Room because he had an interview, right? And they said, because the truth is, we only talking about this because he keep talking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
but he's trying to defend himself, and that's why he keeps talking. Like, he's trying to clear up the narrative and fix up the story.
He said women his age come with baggage. So he basically saying he wants something fresh and untouched.
Okay.
To me,
that's what it sounds like. And that even demonstrates some emotional immaturity within him, because everybody got baggage.
Everybody
comes
this girl has baggage.
Exactly. She's a runaway.
Has trauma.
Yes.
We all have baggage.
And it just depends on what type of baggage you are equipped and willing to deal with. Damn. But like, to say you want a woman who don't have baggage and you are literally dating a runaway
child. She has baggage. It's just a different kind of baggage, because you can really control the narrative.
And that works in your favor.
And it works in your favor.
Because you can literally, as an 18-year-old girl, she's not developed. She don't know nothing. She just came from restricting household to friend's house to now your house, and you can literally groom this girl into the woman that you want her to be for you.
Exactly. So it's like kind of build a gal.
Yeah.
And granted, I had this conversation with someone, and they said that it's working for her. But I feel like the problem in life is that just because something is working for you doesn't mean that we don't have to address how you got there.
Yeah.
So it could be working for her now. She can be in love, and it can be a great situation.
We don't even know that,
but we don't know. But say
if it is
who want to, we trying to play angel's advocate.
Yeah.
say it working for her.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. But you still got to address what's happening here
and how you got
there. And I wouldn't be surprised because I feel like this happened a lot back in the day too. Like, I don't know if you know, but a lot of Jamaicans, they like, if you hear about great grandmothers and stories, they be like 13 having their first kid.
Oh, I didn't know that.
With like older men. And so this is kind of something that's been happening since the beginning of time.
It's more common than we think.
It is. Yeah. But it is something is like, it was accepted, but now we know better. So I think we should do better. Like, the more information that goes out is the more we need to put these people, because is this like you're waiting in front of high schools? It's given just that vibe of like,
you are a predator, you're a pedophile. Yeah,
I want a fresh, untouched woman.
Yeah,
baggage is saying. I think baggage could mean a lot of things for him. Mm-hmm. It could mean maybe partners that they had to deal with, or maybe kids. Yeah. So baggage could be like, oh, I want a woman that has not been touched by no man. Maybe she kissed a man, and I just want to be that person for her.
But when you think about it, sometimes even men who aren't like overtly predators, mm-hmm. sometimes you even hear men our age and even older saying like things that are reminiscent of that. Yes. Because kind of like the whole like the body count thing. Yeah. Like, some men are like, oh, I only want to deal with a woman who has like a low body count. Yes. And it's like, all right, you don't got no control over anybody's body count. Yeah. But what does that say if that means that much to you? Yeah. Like,
are you going to go to the teenagers?
Are you going to the teenagers? Because where else are you going to get that? Not to say that everyone.
Why is that such a big issue? You notice on these podcasts, these men never be talking about substance or they always like, what you bring to the table. It's like, I pray that we raise our sons, if we have sons, to don't even, what are we doing here? But you can tell that the way they're growing up is kind of, I would say it's a form of hatred to themselves. Because if you notice, it's like, when they talk about what you bring to the table, oh, we want a person with this many bodies. How many bodies your mother have? Like, do you understand what's happening here?
And maybe that's part of where that comes from.
You know what I mean? Maybe you see different men going in and out. Like, so we have to unpack. And it's not me being mean. It's just like, where's this coming from? Like, where's this expectation? Like, is this something that it's trauma for you, but now you're a man, so you can't deal with these emotions, so now you have
it's fueling how you operate in your romantic relationships.
I'm just thinking about all possibilities here, because I think a good relationship standard is like, let's get back to the basics, let's go back to the drawing board. You know what I mean? Because there's people who fall in love every day. People get into new relationships every day. We don't have the formula, but I just know something is off with this. Whatever was mixing in this kitchen, something is off with it. So that's all I have to say about him. You could, I don't know. I really don't have nothing else. I just think he needs to stay under a rock for a little bit and just don't answer no questions.
Listen, honestly, I'm waiting for the day
she breaks up and tells her story.
Yes.
I will be watching the documentary.
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
At 40 years old, we're going to be like, girl, remember when we were
yes.
He's going to be about...
I want to hear this girl's story out of her own mouth. Yes. Like, I want to know what life was like. Marques. Yeah.
If like, there is... Allegedly. Yeah. Allegedly.
I want to hear that story. So, honestly, hopefully... Not that I'm hoping on the downfall of someone's relationship, but look, if it don't work out, I'm ready to hear the story.
Okay, Fox 5 News, Makeda, the journalism. See, there you go. Especially want to hear the story. I definitely do too. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you.
I really want to know it. Expose that man.
Yes, and let us know your thoughts on this. I know this might be an uncomfortable conversation for some. Maybe you've experienced some type of grooming, and I think sometimes
you don't even know it. You don't. Until you're out of the situation.
That's what I'm saying. Brainwashing is crazy because I've been brainwashed to an extent and manipulated, and I didn't know until I was out of it. So it's like sometimes you listen to something and you're like, wow, this happened to me. Yeah, I've been brainwashed. Until somebody says it. So maybe this is bringing up some feelings for you that you want to address. Let us know in the comments. Write us on Instagram if you're listening on the audio. Let us know your thoughts on this.
And I think for me, I just want to end with saying, like, there's gonna be age gaps.
Yes,
but I think your where you are in life, your maturity level. And listen, one thing I'm never gonna subscribe to is she's mature for her age or he's mature for his age. That is a way for
predators to attack.
I'm never subscribing to that.
A lot of people told me that at 15. Yeah. Like, how old are you now? You 15? Oh, you mature for your age. You mature. Like, no, it's trauma. Actually, it's emotional incest. People telling me they business at this young age.
So now I understand certain things.
I understand certain things, but I am still a child. Yeah. And that's that. Mm-hmm. You know, I'm sure like people try to come
same thing, same. And it's always that. Like you're so mature in comparison to people your age. Okay. So listen, anyone, I feel like under the age of 25, I don't think there should be crazy age gaps. Okay. Like, because how mature can you be if, like, physically your brain is not even developed? Okay. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it either. I don't want to hear that. So there is no, you're mature for your age under 25 to me.
And you dead feel the difference between 24 and 25. You might think that it's not, but you dead, it's like something starts shifting. Your whole circle start changing.
And maybe not the day you turn 25, but
stuff start coming in like, my reasoning ability has shifted. I used to think like this, but now I'm leaning towards this area. And I would like to say, I'm sorry. No, I know you said one last thing, but I have one last thing. The amount of cat calls that I received from the age of 12 until 22, 23 was crazy. Or even 18.
It's less now, right?
You don't get catcalled after the same way because these men be predators. Some of them prey on the young. They want the one straight out of high school. And girl, that's why I say in your 20s, you might think, bringing it back to your 20s, you might think, yeah, I'm hot. All the dudes want me. No, they want to manipulate you.
They want a child.
They want to lie to you.
That's what it is.
And then when you grow up, you realize I really could have done without that. Because you understand now that you're being groomed. And you got to figure that out later. No, you don't got to figure it out later. You can hear it today, right now. If you're young, don't say, oh, yeah, he want me. Or he want me more than you because you old and I'm young. No.
I'm my age. No. You will get there one day, hopefully. Yeah. If you live in, right? And it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But age gaps, I'm sorry, like age gaps of over 10 years under the age of 25,
it's questionable for sure. Like, and then you'll realize it sometime later.
Yep.
So you don't have to take our advice because who are we? We are not therapists, nor are we Marques Houston. Yeah. Or what's his name? Habibi. Habibi.
Hakimi.
Oh, and Habibi. We don't. Yeah. So listen, let us know your thoughts. Do you have any experiences with this? Is there something we missed here? Like, let us know in the comments.
There's so many layers to this, so many ways we can get more into it. Exactly. But I mean, this is all we got for today. This is all we got. We can continue this chat online. All right.
Yes. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share with everyone that you know, and make sure that can you rate us on the Apple Store and on Spotify, wherever you get your podcast? Rate us so that our stuff could go up. Okay?
Yes, if you enjoy it. Thank you for tuning in, you guys.
Yes, and we'll see you in our next episode. Hey, Marques Houston. You know any songs by him?
I don't.
There you go. How you gonna act like? No, that's Tyrese.
Go home, Roger.
Never heard of it.
Let's get naked. That used to make me uncomfortable as a child. I'm not even gonna lie. That song.
Now you know why.
Not even gonna lie to you.